There are moments, rare, brutal moments, when the earth itself decides to speak. Not in whispers. Not in warnings. But in a roar so violent it can shatter cities, erase nations, and change the destiny of millions. Tonight, we journey across centuries. Across continents. Across the darkest pages of human memory. This is the story of the 3 most disastrous earthquakes ever witnessed by mankind. 3 moments when the ground beneath our feet turned into an enemy. 3 moments when survival became a miracle, and heroism became the only light in the darkness. Shaanxi 1556, the night the earth broke. A cold winter night settles over the mountains of Shaanxi, China. The year is 1556. Villagers sleep inside their Yaodong cave homes, carved into cliffs of soft yellow loess soil, peaceful, silent, timeless. Before dawn, more than 1 million souls slept without fear. But within minutes, the ground would swallow history. The first tremor. January 23rd, shortly before sunrise. A faint rumble. A soft vibration. Water jars quiver. Chickens flap violently in the dark. Then, a detonation beneath the earth. The entire Loess Plateau shudders like a living creature. Total collapse. The cliffs begin to crumble. Whole cave homes collapse instantly, buried alive in seconds. Families awaken not to shaking, but to falling. The earth opens. Walls split. Cracks race across the ground like lightning. Entire villages vanish under avalanches of yellow dust. Screams, muffled by soil. Silence follows. Scene 4, Survival in the Ruins. In a shattered village, a young mother named Li Mai crawls through darkness. Her home has collapsed. Her children are trapped beneath debris. She begins digging with bare hands, bleeding, shivering, breathless. Neighbors join her, forming desperate chains of survival. Hours later, a faint cry is heard. A child is pulled out alive. In a field beyond the devastation, monks from a small monastery run from village to village, guiding survivors toward higher ground as aftershocks strike. Their courage saves hundreds. Aftermath. When daylight comes, the scale becomes unthinkable. Entire counties erased. Mountains reshaped. Rivers diverted. That morning, more than 830,000 lives were lost. The deadliest earthquake humanity has ever recorded. But even in the ruins of Shaanxi, courage endured. Strangers saved strangers. Survivors carried the injured for miles. Heroes were born in the darkness. Tangshan 1976, 15 Seconds of Hell, City of Industry. Fast forward 420 years. Tangshan, an industrial giant of northern China. Factories. Rail lines. Dense neighborhoods. A city of nearly 1 million people. On July 28, 1976, at 3:42 a.m., the city sleeps. Without warning, a tremendous violent jolt. Beds slam into walls. Roof tiles explode downward. Concrete buildings collapse like sandcastles. The shaking lasts only 15 seconds. Not a minute. Not even half. Just 15 seconds, enough to destroy a city. A steelworker named Zhong Wei wakes beneath collapsed beams. He cannot see. He can barely breathe. Then he hears it, a child crying somewhere in the darkness. Using shattered pieces of metal, Zhong begins digging blindly through debris. He frees the child, and continues pulling survivors out until his hands split open. Elsewhere, a group of miners, trapped underground, form a survival pact. They ration air, use helmet lights, and tap signals on steel pipes. Above them, rescue workers follow the faint metallic rhythm, and pull them out alive after 13 hours. The city is burning. Gas pipes rupture. Electrical lines spark. Hospitals collapse. Volunteer rescuers, factory workers, farmers, soldiers, flood into the streets pulling survivors out with bare hands, using doors as stretchers. A nurse named Liu Xiaoying, working from a ruined clinic, performs first aid on hundreds of injured people using torn cloth as bandages. Her determination becomes a symbol of hope. When the dust settled, Tangshan was gone. Flattened. Silent. At least 240,000 lives lost, possibly far more. One of the deadliest earthquakes of the modern era. But among the ruins, a nation saw one of its greatest moments of unity, bravery, and sacrifice. The Indian Ocean 2004, the day the sea rose. December 26, 2004. A peaceful Sunday morning in Aceh, Indonesia. Fishermen prepare nets. Children play near the beach. Tourists sip coffee by the shore. The ocean looks calm, almost too calm. Deep beneath the water, a 1,600 kilometers stretch of the seafloor begins to rise. A magnitude 9.1 to 9.3 megathrust rupture, one of the strongest on Earth. Buildings sway violently. Roads twist. Concrete cracks like glass. But the true disaster hasn't reached shore yet. It is racing across the Indian Ocean at the speed of a jet. Minutes later, the ocean withdraws. Fish flop on dry sand. Boats sit stranded. Some people walk toward the retreating water in confusion. Then, a roaring wall of water appears on the horizon. A 30-meter wave crashes inland. Entire villages are swept away. Cars, houses, people, everything pulled into the churning black water. A young man named Raman climbs a palm tree as the tsunami hits. The wave rises past him, tearing away the trunk. He clings to floating debris, surviving 3 separate waves over 2 hours. On the coast of Thailand, a dive instructor named Anna leads tourists uphill moments before the second wave hits. Her decisive leadership saves dozens of lives. In Sri Lanka, train passengers and villagers work together to free survivors from the wreckage of the Queen of the Sea train, one of the deadliest railway disasters caused by a natural event. When the ocean finally calmed, more than 230,000 people had been lost across 14 countries. Millions displaced. Coastlines rewritten. The world had witnessed one of the most far-reaching disasters ever recorded. Yet in every nation struck, acts of heroism shone like light through the darkness. People formed human chains. Villagers became rescuers. Strangers became family. 3 earthquakes. 3 catastrophes separated by oceans, cultures, and centuries, yet bound by the same fragile truth. That we humans live on a restless planet. That everything can change in a single moment. That survival is never guaranteed, but courage is always possible. From the buried villages of Shaanxi, to the shattered factories of Tangshan, to the drowned coastlines of the Indian Ocean. One lesson echoes through time. In our darkest hours, humanity rises. And heroes emerge from ordinary people. This is the legacy of those who survived, and those who didn't. A reminder that the earth may tremble, but the human spirit does not. If you found this documentary powerful, educational, or inspiring, please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the Geologic Lens for more extraordinary true stories of survival, disasters, and the strength of the human spirit. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep your eyes on the earth.